everybody, Professor Pilar here, and in this lesson, I'm going to teach you how to take existing frames of an animation and to turn it into a symbol. Now, in a lot of my lessons, I've been teaching drawing-based assignments, frame-by-frame drawing, and I usually, mostly like, especially in my beginning animation classes, I like to concentrate on drawing because I want students to really get to know the traditional animation way of doing things. But using symbols and actually incorporating symbols and drawing together, you can come up with some really successful animation. And also, symbols help you save a little bit of time. A symbol is basically a graphic, button, or movie clip that you create once in Animate CC. You can then reuse the symbol throughout your document in other documents. And a symbol can include artwork that you import from another application. And any symbol that you create automatically becomes part of the library for your current document. And an instance is a copy of a symbol located on the stage or nested inside of another symbol. So I'm going to demonstrate all that. But first, let's go ahead and create a new Flash document. I like to work in the industry standard of 1920 by 1080, 24 frames a second. So let's go ahead and hit create. And I just wanted to remind you that I feel like the best interface is classic. The other interfaces are just terrible to look at, and I just don't like them, and they're terrible, and that's my idea. Haha. No, it's just a matter of preference. Don't forget to save. So I'm going to go ahead and call this bird symbol demo. Just don't forget to just name your files. Okay. So I'm going to go over here to my existing bird animation, and it lives in another file. So I'm going to go ahead and play it. Playback. Let's go ahead and play it. And here is a happy little bird flying. Now, notice how it only lasts for 16 frames. Even though I have it setting on loop. And in this particular animation, you don't have to do this. Oh, there's an extra layer in there. You don't have to do this. But I actually worked in different layers. I have the head on one layer, the body on another layer. I even have the tail on another layer because the wings overlap it. I don't know why I did that, but oh well. So there's our animation, but it only lasts for 16 frames. So if I don't have it on loop, it'll just last for less than a second. So we're going to remedy that. I'm going to go ahead and copy all of these frames. You could just click and drag and select all the frames, or you could just click in the upper left, hold down Shift, and click on the lower right, and then edit, timeline, copy frames. So we can go ahead and copy the frames into a new document. But before we do that, let's create a symbol to copy them into. Flying bird. Let's name it. You want to be as specific as possible when you're naming symbols. And then when you click OK, Adobe Animate automatically takes us inside of the symbol. You could tell you're inside of the symbol if you look at the top of the stage. You see it says flying bird. You see the little symbol icon. It's like a square, a circle, and a triangle. And you see scene 1. When you see the name of the symbol, you could tell that you're inside the symbol. So let's go ahead and click on frame 1. You're letting Adobe Animate know, hey, this is where I want to put my frames. And then I'm going to edit, timeline, paste frames, and there they are. And we'll just ignore the fact that for some weird reason it deleted my line. Actually, no, it didn't. Flash is very silly. I'm going to zoom out, and let's just play it to make sure everything's there. So everything is there, even though it wants to delete some of my lines. It does that. But this is just a demo, so it doesn't have to come out perfect. So that looks really good. And I'm going to go ahead and save my progress, Command S. Now I'm going to click on scene 1 to go back to my main stage. Oh no, there's nothing there. What shall I do? Let's go to our library. There's my bird. It's pretty cool. So now check this out. I'm just going to go ahead and drag it to my main stage, and you can just position it. Now let's go ahead and press play. Oh no, nothing has happened. Oh what should I do? For a symbol, you have to have at least the same number of frames or more in order for it to animate. So I'm going to go ahead and click on frame 16 because there's 16 frames. And hit frame. Be as specific as possible when you're naming layers. I'm just going to call this bird. And now, boom, there it is. Now the beauty of Adobe Animate and how symbols work is you could go up to like frame 100, insert a frame, extend that timeline, and look at this. It just plays over and over and over again for you. So I think that's really cool. And I wanted to point out, let's go to properties. When you click on the symbol, it tells you what kind of a symbol it is. We always want it to be a graphic symbol, Movie clip and button is mostly for interaction and internet. I'll go more into depth into those in a later tutorial, but it should always be a graphic symbol. If you accidentally create a movie clip symbol, all is not lost. You could just go ahead and just click on, go here into properties and then just change it in the properties window. So let's go ahead and save that. Now the beauty of this also is you could hit option and drag, You could change the size of some of them. You could reposition. So you could create more than one. You could create like hundreds of these. You're only limited by your RAM. Look at that. But I think I'm going to go inside of this symbol and change the color. Okay, let's do that. Oh no, it changes the color of all of them. Oh what just happened? You remember earlier? There is only one symbol exists. These are all instances of that one symbol, but if you go inside of the symbol and change something, it's going to change all of them. So just keep that in mind. Now the other thing is here, let's go ahead and delete some of these. Let's say I want to have this fly across. If you want to use the Tween tool and have it fly across the screen, if you look, let's go ahead and look at our layer. There is only one bird. Whoops, sorry. There's only one bird on the layer. If you want to tween, you can only have one symbol on a layer at a time. If you wanted to have more than one bird fly across, you must create more than one layer for each bird. So let's go ahead and insert a keyframe and then drag it across. And let's go ahead and click anywhere between these two keyframes and insert a classic tween. Classic tween is the best. And look at that. Now you could go ahead and create a new layer and create another bird. Let's go ahead and name this layer bird 2. Oh yeah, sure, okay. And now let's say we could even vary up the timing. Let's add another keyframe and maybe have this bird flying across. Go ahead and click in between those two keyframes and look at that. Okay, we don't need all that, so we could go ahead and get rid of these excess frames. So you could just go to edit, timeline, remove frames. Let's hide the edges by clicking on that. Click content only. Pretty cool, right? You could even do another bird in the background and make the bird tiny. Insert timeline keyframe. Whoops. So it's pretty cool. Actually, and the beauty of Adobe Animate 2, I feel like this guy, I think I want to speed him up a little. So you could just go ahead and click on the keyframe and just drag it, and you could easily change your timing. And other tricks are you can create a new layer. Let's go ahead and drag your flying bird on for a second, make him a little bigger. Let's go to property. And you could even mess with the tint. Let's say if you wanted this bird to be closer to the color red, you just kind of tint them red. You could also turn the brightness down if you wanted to have like a night scene. And if you don't like any of those color effects, alpha, you could actually create a scene where insert timeline keyframe. Let's go to the first one. Let's set it to none. Whoops. Turn alpha all the way up so the alpha's turned down and the alpha's up. Then put a classic tween there, and the bird is a ghost bird. Turn the alpha all the way down. Look at that. Let's turn the other birds off for a sec. Ooh, ghost bird. So as you can see, there's lots of really cool effects you can do. But let's go ahead and just concentrate on our main bird. Give it a try. Let's go ahead and I'd like to see you give it a try, and hit me in the comments if you have any questions. Copy and paste your existing bird frames. Just copy all those frames or any animation that you have. I will put the original source file in the comments. But any looping, repeating animation that you have works. Copy and paste into a symbol. Don't forget to insert that symbol. And then drag it to your timeline from the library. So don't forget to have it be a graphic symbol, and save often. Hit the comments if you have any questions. Thanks so much.